Hello and welcome to another edition of Motor Capital. This is a continuation of some footage from Drinks by Design, which was held out at the DSO, Orchestra Hall, the Magic Cube. But I did a walking around, and there's a skate park here just off the lodge, and it's pretty active. This bar was pretty active back in the day. It was kind of like in the red light district. Oh yeah, I remember those days. We're gonna get to the red zone pretty soon, though. That's a different district. Here, the Detroit Stars. I like their hat. And they handed those out as a promotion item sometimes at Comerica Park. The Tigers do. Here, the incinerator. Wow, that was a good article. That's a huge white elephant in the city, something that needs to be addressed. This is kind of like affordable housing. It's kind of blockish, cubish, but neat and orderly, and it's been around for a few years. But taking a look at the housing stock in the rest of the neighborhood, there are some stately buildings. They call those the Midtown place. This one I particularly like. Man, and they went through thick and thin, but look at, it's like a dollhouse. The nice paint trim, and then nearby the Coronado. That's a classic there. Now that's some styling. There's like a red light area. A little bit. No, the lights are just on. Here, an Italian deli in the Detroit Cass Corridor. And it's an Italian place. Usually you walk the dog, but there she's got a lit up bike and she's taking her name's probably Dorothy. But Rocco, so it's coming soon. And they're next door to a martial arts place, which is next door to the Hub. Bikes certainly are quite popular, and there's more and more bike paths, which is a good thing. This building, wow, the lights are on. I thought a few years back that this building here was too far gone. But no, it has been resurrected or reinvented, what have you. But look at this. There's the stairwell was especially bad. I tried to make it up to the roof. And, yeah, a lot of the stuff was rotted. Okay, the Q line. Well, the jury's out. I think mass transit is good for the city, but it certainly has its critics. Here I'm going to light it up. And there's the website, det.com, and that will tell you what show is coming up next and the air times, just in case you forget. Well, back here was where the Drinks by Design event was, but they had a show at Orchestra Hall. The DSO was performing. It was a Thursday night. Here, knowledge is power. I like to say that. How can you argue that point? And that's on the Detroit Public Library. And this, it's good to see a lot more people are thinking about Detroit and the possibilities. And the thinker here is in front of the Detroit Institute of Arts. Yeah, it's time to toot the horn, kind of a thing. The golden top of the Fisher Building, and then back home. So that was like from April 12th. And then I slept real good. Oh, and then this was Saturday Night Live, but they don't show Michigan. They can't do the cutout for the lakes. Look up there. You see the Hudson Bay, but they can't make the attempt to do the Michigan thing. So as it would work out, I got some Michigan gummies. Let's look at that pack again. But yeah, they can't show Michigan. But here, these gummies are in the state or the shape of Michigan, the lower peninsula, the upper peninsula. How cool is this? Yeah, so Saturday Night Live, you need to cut out Michigan, make us relevant. I don't show, okay, the date here, April 15th, but it actually snowed later. All right, cherry, blue raspberry, apple, grape, strawberry, and watermelon. So there's like 6 flavors here. And so I separated, I already ate like a third, maybe to a half of the bag. And so I was separating by color. I was missing one flavor. But see, you could mix and match and do whatever, but proudly based in Michigan. Yeah. So they had it at, I saw it first at the Detroit, or at Orchestra Hall. And then I bought that package at Eastern Market. This package here is chocolate. And it's in Hamtramck, and my sister Michelle knew about it, and I have a sister in Chicago that said they knew about it online. It's affiliated with that place out in Ann Arbor, that deli. But anyways, they have designer-like chocolates, so we went there. It's right on Joseph Campo, and the packaging is all the rage here. It takes a while. Made with pride in Hamtramck, Michigan. And they got the gummy-like thing there, too, the image of Michigan, pretty much the same size. But there's a process to unwrapping this package. Yeah, you could rip it apart, but cut each side and then open like that, and voila. You have 2 cubes. Now, each one is a separate chocolate. It's $3 for each chocolate out the door, packaging and all. So I was fascinated with the work involved in actually getting to the good part, you know, but it's still worth noting. That's why I'm taking pictures here. Then there's the person, this is the Bumpy. They have multiple flavors, but they sign off on each one that they do. And it's a little trick to getting the little sweet thing out of there. Okay, I'm going to push it. I'm going to get smart. I'm going to push it from one. There we go. So this is the Bumpy cake. And it's like miniature size, but how cool is that? So you could put it in your mouth all in one fell swoop, but you kind of want to see what it looks like a little bit on the inside. So I ate half of it. So you get like 2 taste tests there. This one, fresh raspberry, was... And they even have it sealed with this thing. All right, I got it in focus now. We believe that good people deserve good chocolate. Well, who can argue that? Yeah, so the packaging, I was all over that. Okay, the raspberry one here. And yeah, ooey gooey. Oh. It was worth the wait, you know. Okay. Now I got to switch tapes. Oh, wait a second. Let's see. Oh, yeah, this was still later. The Nain Rouge. I missed that this year, but that's an awesome parade. And what did it... Yep, the bird feeder. So after whatever, it snowed, the middle, April 18th, 19th, something like that. Wow. I think we're through with that, though. And I'm through with this tape. Give me just a second. I got to swap out tapes. I'm old school here, so that's the way it's always been done. It's just the way it always will be, probably. Okay, press play. And we'll go from the blue screen. The one on the left is pretty mellow, but the one on the right... a little frisky there. All right, so I'm looking at the internet here, and I wanted to see and check on the address because I had a hankering for a good steak, and I knew about this place because you can get it by the ounce. But I just kind of wanted to get my bearings here because I'm going to get the map out. I like the old school maps, too. A lot of people do the map thing on the phone, which is great. But I like getting good bearings from a good street map, road map. So the Detroit News had this article. God, it'd be great if we did get a golf tournament. But anyways, yeah, I'm showing this. They're talking about the red zone. It's not the same as like the red light district, but interesting. They had like a 8-part series on this, and they're showing the overview downtown, and then Gratiot going up to the red zone. And I like to use the thing about there's piece of the puzzle kind of a thing, and there's like 139 square miles. It's the zip code 48205, but it's like a diamond shaped piece. It's like a diamond in the rough kind of a thing, and they call it the red zone. So it's one piece. We can delineate the whole city. There's a lot of neighborhoods already with their borders kind of framed, and there's probably overlap. Here, Detroit City Airport and Gratiot. I should show it running all the way to downtown, one of the big spokes. And then Grand River goes at 90 degrees, and that's a long stretch, that Grand River. That's another thoroughfare that we need to work on, too. Okay. So, this I'm going to check out the red zone. We could have a rest stop, kind of a tourist spot here, photo op. Just put a little rest stop behind there. You could get maps and the like. Use the restroom, vending machines, get your bearings, and then head to the big city. Here's the waste incinerator, and that's something that, we need to address and get rid of. Okay, and Harpo's is out on the east side. So I'm going to check out the red zone, but first they had mentioned Denby High School. And I'm thinking I had never been to Denby before, so I wanted to see what this was all about. And there's kind of a nautical theme, a ship thing going on, and we'll see when we get to the front of the school. We'll see why. But the sun is... Oh, look at excuse limit is 0. Oh, man, that would be tough for me. I'm always making excuses. Ugh, it's a bad habit. Okay, what was that, 1930? But here, nice brickwork, certainly, and all the older high schools in Detroit are classics. Edwin Denby High School. And they have, this is part of the Detroit Public Schools Community District. And then, I like this free college tuition through the Detroit Promise Scholarship. They need to talk about that more. That is awesome. If you go to schools through the Detroit system, you get a scholarship for college. I don't know the specifics, but how can you... there's some more ship action. Here's an anchor. Yeah, I got to find out more how that works, because obviously that would be great if you want your kids to move on and get some higher education. The Detroit voters approved, I think it was a millage increase. So they were in the process, or through a little bit of fixing up the school. A neighboring business has the nautical thing going on too. And then a nice playground and shooting some hoops, and then like an urban garden. But this thing was locked up. I'd hate to get stuck in the middle of that thing, but you couldn't go in or out. And nature, it was crazy. The bunny rabbits were out. Here I wanted to take the ladder up to the roof, but you always get a better view. And then they would have their football. And the doors are numbered 9, 10, 11 as you go counterclockwise. Trust me, 12 is behind there, and then 13. Yeah, so it goes clockwise. Yeah, under the lights here, there's my evil twin. Don't see them all the time, but it just sometimes seems when the sun's out, I'll catch them every now and then. Art is everywhere. I love these little shapes. Okay, looks like an amphitheater, plenty of tennis courts. Yeah, the sun was breaking through. This was, you got the date there. And now I'm going to head up into the red zone. And urban planning and stuff, it's not just commercial districts and the like, it's also residential districts. So you're going to look at the housing stock, see what's available. City of Harper Woods is on the right. Detroit, this is Kelly. And I wanted to check this out, Eastland Mall. There was talk that, and that's in Harper Woods. For whatever reason, I thought Eastland, well, it had been a while, but I thought maybe it was in Detroit. But it's in Harper Woods. And here, a lot of stores are closing, though. Eastland Center, Macy's, I think Target's out. I think only Macy's was left on that list. Sears closed. Here's the Sears building here with the blue. You can see the logo up on top. It's like a ghost ad. Yeah, you can tell. Starters Bar and Grill had a huge crowd out. That seems quite popular. And then, well, there's a lot of parking and so forth, and some of it needs to be resurfaced, but they have valet parking for Shoppers World. I guess that's the only main anchor left. Burlington Coat Factory, that recently closed. And there's Shoppers World, but getting a little glare action. They should have given up on that shot a while back. Okay, Shoppers World. There we go. And there's some happy shoppers. Target, they closed. God, I can't imagine that they would have done that. So urban planning, there's some outlying stores like Lowe's and Home Depot, but there's a way to develop this whole huge parcel. Mixed-use development. Put a big-ass park in the middle, bike paths, places where you can walk the dog kind of a thing. But look at that huge chunk of land. Urban planning can happen everywhere. Okay, so I'm going to take 8 Mile and then swing down to Capers. And the idea is I'm going to get myself a nice, good steak. That was the game plan. All right, so there's the sign. I'm on 8 Mile, and there's high tension. 8 Mile is certainly synonymous of like Detroit and the suburbs. And it used to be a time where the two never intertwined or mixed. It was like, ooh. But yeah, okay, but the red zone here, I got it even yellowed out. And Capers is in there. Okay, welcome to Detroit, 1701. We have the banner, founded 1701. And now I'm looking south on Gratiot M3. And the fast bus is really cool. Frequent, affordable, safe transit. I think I got that right. Then on Gratiot, you got a great view looking straight down. And you see that downtown. And we have a cool downtown, to be sure. Okay. So I'm going to start the walking tour here pretty soon. But I wanted to be near Capers. I was just going to loop around a little bit. And here's Capers on the left. And they have a dog wash across the way. Gratiot and Manning. So I'm orienting the map. But here's Capers. I guess that's Mr. Caper. Getting older, he's got glasses. And then a couple younger Capers. Steak by the ounce. So that's how they do it. So had it all planned out, but here I like the rocket theme too. Except the rocket should be going up, yeah, like this one, blasting off into the sky. Okay, so my evil twin and myself are gonna take a spin down the street and loop around. For sale. And the idea is that, some of these homes are abandoned, and you can see the windows are boarded up. But, and solid brick homes in a lot of instances, but whether they can be salvaged, it would take a lot of work, but I've seen worse, and they've made house. If the price is right, they can make it come back. But others probably here along this trip are too far gone. This one overgrown with weeds. This one 14774, and it's been exposed to the weather for a little while. And it would take a lot of work. That was the bathroom, but yeah, I don't think these homes are all that old, but some of them were built in the 1950s. When you go to Zillow and stuff and start hitting homes, in the thing, it gives you certainly when the house was built. But yeah, these houses that are too far gone, this is urban planning too. You knock those houses down, and it's someone that might be out in the suburbs saying, look, I'm going to spend, $100,000 for the land and $200,000 or $300,000 to build the house that I want or something. There's a lot of people that would be spending a good chunk of change to live way out in the suburbs, which there's nothing wrong with that. Being one with nature and so forth, you can do it. But here, you could buy up this house and the lots next to it and put your little paradise thing even across the street. Grab up 3 lots, okay? Put a fence around it, build your house, have a 3-car garage, a little urban farm. You put the latest and greatest for, surveillance, the lighting, the video cameras and all that. That stuff's relatively cheap now. So if you're going to put up spend $300,000 for the lots and putting up a house, you can afford, little security cameras here and there. And you protect yourself. I mean, that's what's changed a lot over the years. Now these things are cheap, affordable. Anybody could put up, so you look at the land in Detroit, and some people would say, wow, this place looks horrible. But look at it with rose-colored glasses and say, hey, I can see opportunity here. Well, I'll get back to the houses. This is a big Heilman Memorial Playground. This is a big park in the middle here. And so they have a skate park and then exercise kind of a thing. And this one, you gotta turn it like that, clockwise. Yeah, look at even some philosophy there. Wow-wee. A running track, and then look at this attractive building. What is going on with that? And they got a football field. Here, another look at the skate park. We could do any number of things. This looks pretty good. Now, I know that one, what's his name? The famous guy that's in Hawk, whatever. But I think he's put up a few of those skate parks. Can't remember his name offhand. This wasn't good, though. It looks like there was a fence along the perimeter here, and somebody rammed it and was ready to take the fencing. I'm not sure exactly. Oh, ventilation. Okay. No, there were a lot of birds in there. Okay, here, look at the housing. And I think any neighborhood has a lot of promise. You have to, but the first thing is you have to take inventory. And you got to walk around and see, okay, love your neighbor. There were some, gosh, that's a Bible message. Here's another one. Oh, Toledo. Okay, 7 Mile and Crusade. It looks like duplexes there along the south side of 7 Mile. Okay, so this is where I'm walking across. I'm just going to make a short little loop around the Mod Sled 2. I'm sure they've advanced since then, and they probably have the Mod Sled 3. Here, Ford Resource and Engagement Center. So they're doing something with this building and a school kind of involved. I'm not sure how they interact. Here, a nice church steeple. Cones and tacos. That's quite the kind of a different combination there, but you can make it work. Tire shop. Parking only for those people. Others will be flat. Wow-wee. Note to self, don't park here. Okay. But it's all in jest. They're just certainly kidding. But it would be good for business, wouldn't it? Make them happy. Well, that's all I saw for police action, but they were running off somewhere. Here's some business, commercial space for lease. A men's grooming house, some soul food, some nail action, tax service, and some more places for lease. And then on the other side, vacant places here. It's hard to say. Sometimes they may be in business. Other times, certainly, when was I doing this? April 28th was a Saturday or Sunday? But a non-business day. If I was here during a weekday, you could tell what's in business and what's not. Here's some advertising on the telephone pole. I'm en track, or en route back to the car to Capers to get that nice steak dinner. Okay. Still, I'm going to walk back to Gratiot and then head northeasterly. Some homes certainly might be compromised too far, but look, this is right on 7 Mile. You want to make a business to your own plans and not deal with what somebody else left. There you go. So you gotta take inventory. You gotta start looking. Once you see what's out there, then you can start asking questions, and then after that, start working on getting the answers. So I'm just taking inventory myself because, to be honest with you, I haven't been through here, and if I had, it had been years because I don't remember this. So Orlando's, they're in business. Look at this attractive brick building and all sorts of examples of some good brickwork. Here, another big plot of land. Start from scratch, right? The problem right now, or has been in the past, is the fear factor. And people just didn't feel comfortable. Now you got to get over that. Those times, the millennials aren't freaked out so much. They're looking for opportunity, have their own little gig, their own little business space, things that are affordable. This might not be the first place part of Detroit they're going to be looking at, but places in downtown, midtown, Corktown, the Eastern Market area, they're starting to get pricey. So if you're looking at things that are affordable, you go to where a lot of people wouldn't be necessarily thinking this would be a good spot. Dollars to donuts, I bet the red zone becomes a pretty hot little neighborhood. Like I said, diamond in the rough. They can reinvent themselves. Tear down those abandoned homes and let People put up their little piece of paradise. This place right on 14445. Yeah, there's a lot of traffic and so forth. Look at this one. Nice porch. I like the wraparound porch. But yeah, right here on 7 Mile. But weather and probably people have lived here not the too distant past, but looking out through the front window, it would be cold in the winter. And you can get here by bus. And then, okay, the Detroit Land Bank thing, that DetroitBuilding.com, I'll have to research that again and get the address. But that's a good start when you're looking at what properties might be available. Okay. Now, it may have been, look at the fast bus. I love it. 3-bed, 1 bath. $650 was it? Okay, and they even have a McDonald's. What more can you ask for? They've got it all. Okay, now I'm heading northeast. You know, I got back to the car, dropped off my camcorder, went into Capers, and it was like standing room only. You know, so you could get a seat. It's like, oh no. So I should have had Din Din first and then gone for a walk-arama. That's like double tens there, right? If you're into checkers. But they have the new LED lights. And look at, there's opportunity right here on Gratiot. Talk about, this is good property along Gratiot. Major thoroughfare. Nice, and plus going on an angle, you have a lot of these buildings that have a curvature, which is really nice. And the green light, yeah, that's a safety feature kind of thing, and more people are getting that. I kind of gravitate when I see the red light, but green lights are good too. All right, well, check, mature audiences only, my. But yeah, furniture store here. And then I have to go here, but this, I don't think I was dressed up enough for it. Detroit Blues Cafe, no sweatpants. Well, I wasn't wearing any of that stuff. But I had my blue pants on, which is not, well, for Blues Club, maybe it would have been okay. Here they wrap the furniture in the plastic. God, that is old school. Yeah, I want to check out that Blues Club, though, definitely. Goodyear. You can recognize, they certainly have a recognizable logo. King of Gratiot. Wow, that's where he hangs his hat. Yeah, there's businesses, there's opportunities here. I hate to think how prices have gone up, or I'm sure they have. Detroit's, turned the corner. It's a hot commodity right now, but people are always still willing to sell. It's just take the plunge. But yeah. All right, and they recycle here in Detroit a little bit. Look at the boat on the front lawn. That was classic. But it's time to call it a night. I'm going to be back to the red zone, certainly, in probably the not-too-distant future, because I didn't get that steak, so I'll be back. I'm thinking a 16-ounce porterhouse with a baked potato. I'm going to fatten up good. Yeah. Better Made chips, Coney Island. I'm going to have time for one more segment. Cinco de Mayo. Here, though, 3-star dining here. Oh, there I go. I'm brown bagging it. Oh, gosh. That's stick to your ribs kind of stuff. Here's a little artwork. Red beans and rice with sausage. Yes, indeedy. Well, there was a little moon action through the trees. It was like 1 day shy, I think. Or maybe, yeah, I think it was 1 day shy of the full moon. Okay. Now, I won't have time for all of this Cinco de Mayo, which was May 5th, as it usually is, but it fell on a Saturday. But the first Saturday in May also has a special gig, too. Oh, there's those dogs. One's real mellow, the other one a little tempered. Okay, gonna go east to Detroit. There, make a rest area, right? Turn around there. People can get out, take pictures of the big tire. It used to be the Ferris wheel thing. All right. So I want to go to the Mexican town area. And there in the distance, we saw a little bit the Ambassador Bridge. Okay. The train station. Yes, indeedy. A lot of talk about the prospects that Ford Motor might be buying this from the bridge troll, Matty Maroon, and then use it kind of like for some office space. But, gosh, this is where everybody can put their thinking caps on and say, what else could we do with that? Years ago, I said, gosh, that would be so cool to make that a casino. I wish they would have done that. But, hey, everything we dream of never quite happens the way we thought. But still, maybe make that at least a few of those floors like for hotel rooms. Oh, gosh. Who wouldn't want to spend a night at the old train station? Here, I see these signs a little bit top, a Motor City Match kind of thing. And it looks like the city's trying to promote certain sites as business sites and will help you get started. So that's something we need to look into, or I should follow up on. Here, that while they have a Secretary of State and a tourism place. And then, well, first Saturday in May is also the Derby. So, and they said on the thing that, hey, it was going to be like 10 to 7. So I had this kind of plan, shoes and shirts required, and then, wow. Okay, but Fast and Furious here, but it's the best 2 minutes in sports, right? That's what they say. And so just before 7 p.m. on NBC TV, I got to give a shout out. The Derby. That was exciting. That was cool. The favorite one. But back to Cinco de Mayo. I mean, I couldn't believe it. How did that work out? 2 big events in one day. Yes. Spiral Kinship. That's what they call the Globe Forum here. From 2010. And this is a pedestrian bridge. And proud to be American, from Michigan. And then we like the Canadians and we like the Mexicans also. We're one big happy family. But here, yeah, we can do the road thing real good. That's why when people don't want to spend money on mass transit, it's like, man, look at the money we spend on roads. Give the dog a bone. You know, we got to do. Every other major city has something going on. But yeah, now I'm getting to the heart here of a commercial district for Mexican Town, La Gloria Bakery. Little motorcycle action. It looked like a couple nice rides there. And then the police had their rides too. And even a lot of bike clubs. And later in the night, it's even cooler because they light up the lights. And yes, it's become quite popular. People's State Bank, that's available. Oh my gosh, why not? So I'm going to stick with this urban planning cake. It might bore people to tears, but I want to say everything's a piece of the puzzle. It's all interconnected. It's all part of something that's bigger, kind of thing. I know that's all psychobabble, but I like these buildings, the detail. Not everything is being utilized, but yeah, there's a lot of people in through this area. Streets are blocked off. Well, further down they are. Maybe I'm right. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I have to watch where I'm walking. Well, when I get further down on West Verner, they turn the traffic off. Turned it down. Here, the fleur-de-lis and lots of examples of good ironwork and gate work. Look at this nice dog. And look at the housing stock here. And I'm impressed with some of the homes, the way these have been kept up. And just to probably see the floor plan, the layout, the old school, the way it was, yeah. I think I'd enjoy that. More ironwork. We'll see a lot of good examples. This looked like it might have been an old gas station. Just guessing, but dollars to donuts, a two-bay, but it doesn't look like there's anything viable going out of there right now. Another opportunity. And look at this building, the Harrington. Yeah, West Grand Boulevard. A lot of people, certainly. And then a friend from work, Felicia, she commented that she came down here, and she says it's all black people. And I didn't even think about it first off, but she was right. There wasn't too many Mexicans. All right, the Barbara building. They're renting and renovating. I like this building. But Felicia, she's my sister from... How did I... Oh, I'll say that later. She's my sister from another mister, and I'm her brother from another mother. So she would laugh if I told it to her like that, but yeah, we could be brother sister. She's really cool. Anyways, here the police were really monitoring the situation. Years past, they had issues. Here's a sharp car, Fisk. Yeah, sleek. Looks like it would be super fast. I don't know if I could drive 55 in that thing. A lot of motorcycles. Yeah, but it was a chance for people to, the younger folk, to get out, enjoy the day. It's Saturday afternoon. Here's some nice ironwork. Colorful here. And then we got some artwork. And L Club music cocktails. Then, if you don't have your bike, the Moco, and they were saying that was doing pretty good. So it seems affordable, and it will get you from point A to point B. You had to run some errands or just wanted some exercise. Here's like the Batmobile. I've seen a few of these since. And it's a three-wheeler. Well, the flowers were just about ready to bloom here. Armando's. There was a line. That's like my favorite place. They have like 5 burrito things to go. Or I'd have to look at their carry-out menu. But Felicia even said the carry-out menu, they tell you it was 2-hour wait to get your food. Some big sombreros. Then a crowd. I was wondering what was going on, but they were doing the pull-ups or chin-ups. Then artwork here in Clark Park. This is a nice park here, too, and it's well utilized. And the next day, well, it's the Sunday. They have the parade, which is really cool, but it's always the Sunday after Cinco de Mayo, or unless it falls on the same day. And it's got to be in May. That's all the stipulations. Okay. Young Men's Christian Association, so YMCA. That's the boys' entrance. The other end was the men's entrance. But this building's been vacant for years, and it's a classic, to be sure. It needs to be repurposed. Urban planning. Let's knock our heads together and come up with a game plan. Somebody throw out some ideas and, throw it against the wall and see what sticks, kind of thing. But, nice wheels there. Good food. And then steaks. God, I'm hungry again. Sushi, was it? Chicken? Yeah, that's Jim there. And then more examples. This is the backside of the YMCA. Well, that's another thing you can do for security, certainly. Have a few dogs prowl around out back. That's an age-old thing. So you got a piece of property and you don't want anybody to mess with you. You want like a warning issue. You have a few dogs, right? But now you have the motion-activated light sensors, right? You got video cameras that turn on at the slightest hint of movement. You could send alerts to your phone or to your computer or everybody, to the police directly. Yeah, so, I mean, nowadays, nobody should be afraid to build a place wherever and then secure it discreetly. You don't have to be overbearing and put like wall action like Trump wants to do with Mexico, but something nice. All right, here a restaurant. Here decorative streetlights. The Batalla de Pueblo. Yeah, and the bikes, they are popular. Look, and here's a theater. That doesn't look... Here the street's blocked. So before I really had to watch my step. This mural is not completed yet. This place was popular. B, it's kind of like the Old English B, I guess. Brown's Bun Bakery. We have the Old English D, which we're all familiar with. That's a bike rack. More examples of the wrought ironwork. But here's the front side of the food truck. So they had tacos, quesadillas, but look at the line. So they must... That's always a good sign that they have good food, right? But that's waiting. That's a virtue I don't have. Waiting in line. I can't do it. Okay, see, they're turning the traffic. They're having them make a right and head south. So tomorrow, the 6th, they had the parade. And that's always a well-attended, kind of good neighborhood parade. Dooley's. It's got his top hat there and everything. Detroit Savings Bank. Bank buildings are classics. This one looks like it's available too. Oh, because they're built like brick shit houses. So people got to turn at the function at the junction, right? Holy Redeemer Church. Oh, yeah, the bells are ringing. No, I was going to count them out, but I'm impatient. Here's the church, though. Classic. And they say maybe the majority of the Mass is in Spanish, but I think they have a couple in English anyways. Then across the street, a nice 2-car garage, Holy Redeemer School. And looking at the housing stock here too, looks like a lot of well-kept homes. Here's your protective grading if you want to go that route. No problem with that. Here, old fire station. A young couple bought this place. I don't know if they're married or not, but the gentleman's got a studio. Here, top property for new business. So the Motor City match, I don't know if they match up to $50,000 or whatnot. Anyways, they went into the city, talked to them, found this place, and away they go. He's going to have like a studio in the lower level for commercial and, public photography, like weddings or whatnot. And they're going to live upstairs. How cool. It's not your traditional housing, but how cool. This place, yeah. If you don't drink, she's going to shoot you. But that place was available too. Then the Eye in the Sky. So they were keeping an eye on things that nobody got out of hand and so forth. Here, look at this colorful gate work. This place boarded up. Again, look at a vacant lot of land. Here, I'm taking it, a young lady has this car and she's got a bunch of stickers on the window, so she's got a sense of humor. The detour. When I'm in Detroit, I do that all the time. I have well laid out plans, but it always seems like I take the detour, which is more fun anyways. Here, I-75, now the southbound lanes, they got the heavy artillery, and they got it down to one lane and a little further down before you get to the Rouge River Bridge. You gotta get off. Here, Diva, this one, they had a security guy in back protecting it, so somebody must have bought it. So here we go. We need tunnel vision. And everybody can do the urban planning thing. No one opinion beats all or whatnot. Sometimes it's a mix of different ideas to come up with the best game plan. And it's good to hear everybody out to lay all your cards on the table and stuff. So I have some ideas with urban planning, certainly, but nothing's written in stone. I didn't sleep at a Holiday Inn last night or nothing like that. So your opinion could be head over heels better than my opinion or someone else's opinion. But let's get it out there. Let's talk about it. Oh, yeah, psychobabble. I got to stop myself when I start talking like that. Okay, but here they got the pipe action going. I like to say art is everywhere, but I like those shapes. Detour ends. No, say it ain't so. I got about 6 more minutes here. A nice ballpark on the corner. Made it back to Clark Park. Yeah, I won't get through all the video of Cinco de Mayo here on this week's show. But next week's show, I'll wrap that up and then get to a nice music festival. It's the Water Hill Music Festival. It's in Ann Arbor. And they have it the first Sunday in May, weather permitting. So the Derby is the first Saturday in May, and this Water Hill Festival is the first Sunday in May. So it's like back to back. And they're both great events. So that'll be next week's show. Hotel Yorba, though. Jack White did a song about this place and made it famous. It's $95 a week, $150 security deposit. And they wouldn't let me take pictures inside. I can't show you the lobby. One of these days, I might have to spring for the big bucks and do that. Spend a week at the Hotel Yorba. But then I like the buildings here. 2-story townhouse kind of deals. And then I think I'm on Hubbard. Could be wrong, but all individual style homes along here. Some have the turrets, tree-lined streets. Come on now. This is kind of sweet. I'm liking this. I think Detroit, over a little time now, will get rediscovered. The millennials certainly are rediscovering Detroit. My generation, when I grew up, it was like, people would be proud to say, I haven't been to Detroit in years, 10, 15, 20 years. Are you kidding me? Some of them may have gone down to see a sporting event or a concert. But just to check out the neighborhoods or something, or go to Eastern Market or something, oh no. But that's changing, which is great. It's like, it's happening in my lifetime. I was always jealous. I would have loved to have grown up in the Paradise Valley era, like in the 50s. That would have been the ticket. Gone through Black Bottom and Paradise Valley. I would have loved that. The music scene. Here, the bikes are lit up. That was nice. Kids can bounce around a little bit. There's opportunities throughout the neighborhood, but things are changing, and there the lights are on. So, yeah, I would say, God, at least half the building, make it into hotel rooms. And then down the way, people can, Detroit will be the monkey in the middle. We'll have a nice tour that will sell Europeans or tourists, and we'll do the Chicago, Detroit, Toronto, the trifecta. And people can stay at the hotel there at the Grand Central Station. And then they can take the underground tunnel, right, to Toronto, to Windsor, and then en route to Toronto. That would be cool. So you get two countries. Some music. God, I think that's what they call dirty dancing. Oh my gosh. This show is for mature audiences only. I should state that disclaimer several times throughout the show just to cover my ass. There's some nice artwork and so forth, and I have an old school camcorder, but I tell you what, you got other camcorders, they're not going to show the clarity at night like this thing does. It's got the low lux level. This Mexican restaurant was closed, though. And it was like, I was hungry at this time. I'm looking, and more nice wrought iron work again. You saw examples. I was trying to highlight examples throughout. And then, I didn't do nothing wrong, did I? He looked upset. And then back behind here, it's like these hurricane domes. That's the best shape. Like if you're caught in a hurricane, you like. But they had a tragedy here, though, years ago. And unfortunately, I think that remains vacant. And there's like a garage thing in the back here. Okay, so we'll have to continue this next week. Folks, thanks for watching. Hope you have a great week or weekend, whatever the case may be. And yeah, urban planning with this train station. Yeah, we got to start talking to Ford about the possibilities here. Having a hotel there would be kick-ass. Then we have a thing. They visit Chicago. I don't know who would do it first. We could say Chicago. Then come to Detroit. And then go to Toronto. Or vice versa. Good night.